And in the end, you also need imagination and the willingness to think outside the box, and perhaps, in fact, quite often, to compromise. So this is what human rights are about, be they rights to a fair trial, or to be treated humanely, or to asylum, as in Mr. Zowi's case, or to food, or health care, or just working conditions. These rights and obligations are enshrined now in international law, but they are wider than that. They are part of a web of rights and responsibilities we all have as human beings within the various communities that we are part of: local, religious, work-related, national, and eventually global. It's a modern way of talking about neighbours. They are about justice, but sometimes, beyond that too, they are about right. You might see some echoes here of the recent Plowshares trial, the Waikato 3 in Wellington. Because often we don't want justice, or we can't tell what that would be. But we do want what is right, both for individuals and in the way things are done. I think for us, this has to do with the quintessential New Zealand inclination to fairness, which is the core value of human rights, that everyone might have, as Amartya Sen has it, an equal opportunity for human flourishing. Which brings me to you, our new almost graduates. What does all this have to do with you? Education is a right, which you have all been able to exercise, I presume. But it is also a privilege. The hard-earned certificate you get today is a lot more than a meal ticket, though I hope you'll say it is that as well. And individually, it may help you to a very interesting life, as it has for me. You will be operating now in new communities with new skills and new responsibilities, which are yours because you have this qualification. But you are also part now, more than ever, of this university. You are the diaspora part, and the role of the university is to be the critic and conscience of society. Here at Waikato, you will have learned to think critically and speak out clearly on all kinds of matters. And a lot of those are to do with human rights, which are always under threat and where so much needs to be done. The challenges of my generation, or the ones before it, about slavery, about the death penalty, about torture, about the equality of women, these are not your challenges. Well, I hope they're not going to recycle as your challenges. But what's next? What is it that we are not seeing now? What is it that our successors will be incredulous about? Our tolerating the abuse of children, our mistreatment of animals, our failure to organise the sharing of the world's abundance in any remotely fair way, our half-hearted efforts towards demilitarisation. Whatever these challenges are to be, your particular skills are at the service now of a wider public good. From arts and social sciences, the skills of historians and social and political scientists. from our Pacific development of culture and language and our unique contributions to them here in Aotearoa, New Zealand. And from law. Well, so, a final word to my own particular community goes from the law school, and a very special law school it is. And that is best summed up in something I heard one of our graduates say at a recruitment meeting for high school students. She said, at other law schools you learn what the law is, but here you learn what the law might or ought to be. Whatever your speciality in law, remember that the law is two things. It is the mirror of society, but it can also be its shaper. And it can be an instrument for justice and for right, as it was, in the end, for Mr. Sawi, and hence for us all. For in protecting and defending his rights, we also protect and safeguard our own.